Haribol Krishna. Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prastayate
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prastayate
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prastayate
Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prastayate
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Narayana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Narayana
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Narayana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Narayana
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Narayana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Narayana
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Narayana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Narayana
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasade Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasade Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Gopala Govinda Rama
Krishna
Madana Mohana
Krishna
Gopala Govinda Rama
Krishna
Madana Mohana
Govinda Rama Madana
Govinda Rama,
Krishna,
Madana Mohana,
oh Bala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Bala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Krishna,
Madana Mohana,
Krishna,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Krishna,
Madana Mohana,
oh Bala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, oh Bala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana.
oh Bala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, oh Bala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana,
Jaya Jaya Gurudev,
Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Jaya Gurudev,
Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Gauranga,
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga,
Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada,
Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev,
Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda,
Krishna,
Paramahamsa,
Krishna,
Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda,
Krishna,
Paramahamsa,
Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa Naminei, Kora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prestaya Te.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa Namine, Ora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prestayate.
So, today, pag-usapan natin yung qualities ng Supreme Person, saka yung kung sino siya. Halimbawa, mag-a-apply kayo ng trabaho o kaya ganito na lang. Kung halimbawa, kasi yung kaibigan ko ngayon, nangyari, yung father niya, namanhikan. Namanhikan ba? Sabihin, naging parang godfather siya sa inaanak niya para i-represent yung anak niya kasi nga makikipag-usap siya sa parents nung mapapangasawa. Okay? So, ganun din yun. Ipapakilala ng lady yung fiancé niya, yung ibig sabihin mapapangasawa niya at yung magbo-vote sa kanya, yung godfather niya, yung ninong niya. Okay. Para makilala nung family. Okay? So, mag-uusap yung mga parents, magpapakilala sila sa isa't isa. Ganon din, pag nag-apply kayo magpapasok kayo sa isang company o kaya mapapasok kayo sa isang company at may dala kayong resume nyo. Alam yung resume? Yung qualification nyo. Saan kayo nag-aral, number one, sino kayo? Saan ka nag-aral? Ano yung skills mo? Ano yung offer mong service? Ganun man pag mag-a-apply ka. Interviewing ka ng manager, personal manager, at titignan niya kung yung resume mo o kaya yung qualification mo na nakasulat doon ay magkatugma sa gawain mo at sinasabi mo. Kaya interviewing ka niya. So ngayon, sa paraan din na ginagawa natin, kung gusto natin makilala o malaman kung sino ang Supreme Person, sino ang Diyos, to be very direct, better directly siya magsabi kung sino siya. Di ba? May gusto kang makilala, better siya yung magsabi kung sino siya. Klaro sa inyo? Kasi ang nangyayaring problema natin dito ngayon, sa situation natin sa mundo na to, nagtatanong tayo sa somebody kung sino ang Diyos, ano ang mundo na walang hanggan, ano yung mangyayari pag iniwan mo na tong katawan, ano yung eternal na mundo. Wala man silang kaalaman. Kaya sasabihin nila isang misteryo yan. Sumapi ka na lang, magdasal ka na lang. Pero hindi pwedeng ganun. Bakit? Kasi nakikipag-ugnayan tayo. Nakikipag-relate ka ba? Para bang pag nag-a-apply ka ng trabaho, nakikipag-relate ka sa personnel manager na magbibigay ng approval sa'yo kung pwede kang tanggapin sa kumpanya. O kaya para mas madali na lang, nag-a-apply ka ng teacher sa isang school. So kakausapin ka ng directress. So ipapakilala mo sarili mo. Okay? Tapos ipapakita mo rin yung kaalaman mo. Kaya merong mangyayari nun, magkakaroon ka ng demonstration para makita kung ano yung gusto mong ituro sa mga bata. Kung magkatugma ba talaga at yung sinasabi mo sa resume mo ay magkatugma. Is it clear sa inyo? Is it clear? Narayandasi? Is it clear sa inyo? Okay? Ngayon, kung gusto natin makilala ang Supreme Person, dahil individual siya, ibig sabihin nun, mayroon din siyang gusto. Okay? May sarili siyang pag-iisip na transcendental. May sarili siyang mga aktibidades o gawain na hindi natin alam. Kaya nga, ang Supreme Person, time to time, He comes to this planet Earth, to this universe, in different planets. He comes to demonstrate and express yung intent niya. Ano yung intent? Yung intention niya. Kagaya 5,000 years ago, si Lord Krsna, the Supreme Person, came to this planet in Goloka, Vrindavan at the prayer and request of Mother Earth and Lord Brahma, praying to Lord Krsna to please come. And Lord Krsna communicated to him through the heart. Kasi Lord Krsna is not different from the Paramatma. So si Lord Brahma, he sat down in meditation and Lord Krsna, Mahavishnu, communicated to him that he will appear in Vrindavan with this entourage. Ibig sabihin nun, yung alam mo yung entourage, mga kasama niya. Parang pag may presidente sa Pilipinas, may kabinete, may Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Health, mga kasama niya, entourage niya, kasama niya parate sa mga aktibidades niya. Is it clear sa inyo? So it's all about a person, individual na personalidad. Hindi ang God, hangin. Mayroon siyang sariling will, may sarili siyang desire, at mayroon siyang kagustuhan. Kaya sa sinusunod nating turo ay nakaakma at nakagabay sa turo ng mga santo or saintly person na kasama ng poong may kapal. Sino ang pwede mag-introduce kay Lord Krishna kung hindi yung kaibigan niya, nakasama niya? Kaya sabi ang instruction kay Lord Brahma, that Lord Krishna will appear on planet Earth, in Vrindavan, to establish religion. Yun ang reason kaya bumaba si Lord Krishna, out of His compassion and love for us, to protect us. Either we want to serve God, we don't want to serve God. That is not the issue. He comes to bring us back, okay, to the world that there is no suffering. Because all of us here in this material world, we are all suffering. Ano yung suffering natin? Although diniscuss natin birth, death, disease, and knowledge, pero ang pinaka-problema natin, yung focus natin, yung meditation natin dito sa miserable world. Ito yung naging shelter natin. Kaya araw-araw, every moment, disconnected tayo with security, happiness, and shelter. Magbigay ako ng halimbawa. One time, may isang devotee, dahil bata pa siya, he got attracted to the chanting ng holy names. He likes to chant kasi it's very natural that when you sing the holy names of Krishna, it connects you with joy and happiness. Because Lord, the Supreme Person, is simply the Lord of love and happiness, joy that we are all longing for. Kaya when that person begins to chant, he likes it, he loves it. But because the parents, due to material consideration, because most of the devotees are seemingly from the material point of view, they got nothing. Okay? And they wanted their status in society, their insecurity. What if you just chant and become a devotee? What will happen to you in the future? How will you survive? Yun ang mga katanungan nila sa isipan nila. Yun din yung agam-agam nila, kinakatakutan nila sa puso nila. Kaya ayaw din nilang i-follow yung practice wherein they themselves can be and could attain that shelter from God's love and compassion. Kasi iba yung pananaw nila eh. Because of false ego. They see na, anak ko, paano yan? Ang yaman natin. Ikaw, nagtsatsan dyan para kang busabos. Mga kasama mo, mga yagit. Okay? So, ang ginawa nila, they influence him to stop from pursuing yung path ng saintly person. Kasi nakikita nila, wala kang makukuha dyan. Okay? Kanta lang kayo ng kanta. Araw-araw yan ang ginagawa nyo. Okay? Then somewhere along the line, na-cut off yung bata na yon sa protection ng holy names. So meaning, lahat ng sinful activities, ng mga fruits ng desire niya that are fructifying, the sinful activities he did in the past, he has to face it, yung reaction. So what happened? He became invalid because of accident. And he became so frustrated because ang reason kasi we are motivated to maintain this body or to be in a healthy situation because the field of activity or yung body na to is the source, so-called source natin of security, happiness, and fulfillment. But be logical and be real when you have this wisdom that you are not the body. So if your security is simply trying to focus upon taking care of this body and focusing upon squeezing sensual pleasure through the senses, then you're in a very precarious situation. Precarious, ibig sabihin nun, dangerous situation. Kasi you're not connected with God's protection. Anong protection na yan? It is your love, you the person, who is completely humbly praying, connecting your life to enter that world of God's pleasure. Yun yung path ng Bhakti Yoga. Yun yung yoga. Yoga means yun with God. Sa material world, ang consciousness natin, we want God to enter our world. Kung anong gusto natin. But God is a person, an individual also. And He has His own sweet transcendental pastimes. And the pastimes na we are experiencing here is the pastimes of pain and suffering, fear, insecurity, and facing the inevitable. Haharapin nyo yung kamatayan, iwan nyo lahat. So anong solusyon? Okay. Kaya very dangerous to follow someone who is blind, who doesn't know, who cannot see God, who have no wisdom, and who's not really doing the will of God, and posing himself as the representative of God. And you take shelter upon him, then you're lost because that person sees you as a commodity, as a security, and he cannot protect you. Is it clear? Understandable sa inyo? That is why we are advised to only give our life to the pure, loving servant of God, to God Himself. You only give your life to God, not to anyone. It is a must, or else what will happen? You'll be lost into this abyss. Aling abyss? Malalim na bangin, na madilim na walang hangganan. You'll be lost into oblivion. Para bang yung hangin, yung ulap, dinala na lang ng hangin saan-saan hanggang mawala. Ganun mangyayari sa atin kung hindi yung buhay natin under the protection of God. Kaya nga, it's very natural for all of us to go to the place of worship, to pray, to think how we can be protected. But the problem is we are using a different energy other than spiritual energy or the will of God. What we're using is our mind, our desire, this field of activity, and we want to be the one, in short, we want to be God, the enjoyer, the controller. Kaya that is our problem now. And it is an objective, transcendental, absolute reality that we will be disconnected with the source of happiness. Why? Because we inherently, transcendentally, we are completely dependent upon the Supreme Person. So yun yung gusto kong sabihin. Okay? Kaya ngayon, I will read here the qualification of God. Kasi maraming nagpo-pose as God. Okay? Hindi lang yun. Posing, hiding under this sasaya ng Jesus. But in short, they want to dominate. They want to represent Jesus with their fertile, bizarre, contaminated material mind. And if you come in contact with these individuals, then you're in for a ride because you will be exploited, you will be lost. So the truth will set you free. Free from what? From being exploited, from being used, from being under the shackle of illusion and maya. Is it clear? Why? Because when we come in contact with the representative of God and we understand the qualities of the Supreme Person, the message, the coming of the Supreme Person, then we can relate to the Supreme Person and connect our life, our heart, to simply focus upon pleasing, loving Him, and doing what He wants. But we must be established in this transcendental realm of Aham Brahmasmi, I'm not matter. My eternal position is that I'm eternally the loving servant of God, and activities that I engage in should be in harmony and pleasing with God. That is the message of Christianity. Yun ang turo ni Jesus. Love the Father with thy whole heart, thy whole mind, thy whole being. And second unto that is love your brothers, your neighbors, everybody else. As you love yourself. As you love God, Because it will manifest. You'll experience compassion upon others. You will not be seeing them as someone that you can depend and squeeze happiness and use them for your security. Okay? You can coexist. Like a father, a mother, and a child can coexist. Okay? You can coexist as workers or devotees serving the spiritual master. But the attitude is different from someone who is blind, who is lost in this material world, who is burning with lust, who is very fearful and lost. Okay, is it clear na sa inyo? So, to be able to know God, the resume or the qualification must come from Him. Okay? That's why you go to church and you pray, my dear Lord, okay? Let me be with you. Okay? Let me enter your world. But the problem is that is not what our focus is. We group together because we want God to enter our world according to our desire, according to what we want that will fulfill what we are longing in the core of our heart, misdirected upon this false ego of lordship. Kaya you go to a group and you just want to be there so God can enter your world. Intindihan nyo? But God has a will. He has His own desire. Okay? And transcendental desire that is completely uncontaminated by material consideration and the influence of material nature. Is it clear sa inyo? So from there, you have now a foundation. Yes, I can relate to God, to be friend with Him, to offer my life according to His terms. Okay? But because those whom we follow are not really knowing God, they have so much fear in their heart, and the only way that they can harness you, guide you, is when they put fear in your heart. Alam niyo yung fear? Takutin kayo ba? Okay? Na mga kasalanan, mapunta kayo kagaya ng pag nabasa niyo yung sa Bible, yung Revelation, doon kayo sa kumukulong apoy na oil na hanggan-hangganan, hindi kayo namamatay pero nasusunog kayo. Okay? Puro kasakitan, kawawa ka, kaya masalbar ka dapat. So, hallelujah, I join your group. Okay? But in reality, it will not be fruitful for this transcendental relationship, because this transcendental relationship is you, the living being. You are putting yourself in the presence of God and praying that you enter His world. You look closely why people go to church. Okay? Because they want God to enter their world. It is still contaminated with lordship. So that is not the activity of the loving servant of God. You will be separated. So, sa beginning pa lang, if you have that consciousness, then you never move forward. Para bang, the battle, may gera, hindi pa nag-uumpisa yung gera, wala ka na, talo ka na. Okay? You have never started because you're in the wrong direction, or because of material contamination, because of illusion, and this influence of lust based upon the mode of passion. Material nature or Maya is pulling all the strings, manipulating you, okay, kicking you in the face, okay, kicking your teeth, okay, and then you're just there, toothless, identifying with your body, and you want to experience happiness. Is it clear? Kaya nga sa Christian teaching, alam mo yung teaching ni Jesus? The enemy of the cross, enemy ng cross are those who set their mind on earthly things. When you set your mind on earthly things, what does that mean? It means you identify with the body and your focus is about controlling material nature. Then you'll be under the shackle of Maya. So freedom is understanding the truth. And that truth will be your ticket. So you can pray and be in harmony. So you enter that world of God's world, the world of love and devotion. And it comes through the process of receiving God, the sound descending, non-different from God. Okay, is it clear sa inyo? So, to recap, we should know more about the person whom we are praying, whom we're relating to. Hindi pwedeng haka-haka, hindi pwedeng yung utak natin, ano ba yan? Misteryoso ba yan? Kaya ang nangyayari, we're listening to the grapevine. Ibig sabihin nun, grapevine, sabi nito, ang kuro-kuro niya ganito, sino siya? At sabi niya rito, sabi nito, sabi nito. Ang ending, may problema, sino nagsabi niyan? Sabi niya, sabi niya, sabi niya, sabi niya. So lahat ng bulag, nagbibigay ng conclusion. Parang yung mga palaka na nasa ilalim na malalim na malalim na madilim na balon na hindi nakikita kung ano nasa labas. Pero nandun sila lahat, nakasalamin, mga honorable, at mataas yung mga posisyon nila. Pero ang conclusion nila ay ang paggamit lang ng mga material na pangdamdam nila or senses. Kaya wala silang patutunguhan. Is it clear? Okay. Tomorrow, we'll read again the pastimes of Lord Krishna. So here, I'll just read here about the pastimes of Lord Krishna during the Battle of Kurukshetra. Para magkaroon tayo ng kaalaman. Kasi hindi pwedeng, hindi natin, yung ginagawa natin, hindi natin alam. Alam niyo, hindi pwedeng ganon. Dapat very fixed ka. Para bang pag uhaw ka, kumuha ka ng basong tubig, uminom ka. Na-quench yung thirst mo, okay? Nakakita ka ng bottle ng honey, sinabi sa'yo, matamis yan. Nakita mo, anong gagawin mo? Bubuksan mo yung takip. Tikman mo yung honey. Hindi pwedeng, ano yan, organic yan, yellow. Ano ba yan? Kasi ganyan din yung kulay ng minola na oil dyan, alam nyo? O kaya nung ihi, ano ba talaga yan? So ikaw, hindi mo alam, wala kang fix. Hindi ka fix. Wala kang, hindi talaga alam. So, yung devotee ay yung completely with wisdom at very fixed siya. Kaya yung purpose ng study program natin is to come to the point, at least, to the point of understanding the truth and the second stage of at least Madhyama Adhikari. Ibig sabihin nun, lahat kanista adhikari kasi, number one, they go to the place of worship and they see that God is simply in the church. Okay? Paglabas sila, kalimutan na nilang Diyos. And their faith is very pliable. Madaling putul-putulin. They meet someone, magaling magsalita. Okay? Magaling magsalita. O kaya may binibigay sa inyo, bahala na yan. Ikaw ang sasandalan ko, ikaw papakinggan ko. Kalimutan mo na. Okay. Tapos, akala nila yung person na to, holy, nagsasalita dyan, ano-anong sinasabi about salvation, about everything. Tapos, hindi ka masaya sa ginagawa mo o kaya sa na kagisnan mo, siguro ito na yung tama. Okay? So yun yung kanista adhikari. Yung faith niya, kayang gibain. So at least, we must make progress to be able to listen and see the devotee of God. To hear the Lord within the heart. To see Lord Krishna. And how to see Lord Krishna? Through Scripture. Kaya ito yung babasahin ko ngayon. Para alam nyo yung qualification. Alam natin kung saan tayo patungo. Hindi pwedeng, Madana, nandyan, dito ako kasi nandito ako ngayon. After a while, gawin ko na uli, gagawin ko. No. Because you are eternal. And your situation now here is temporary lang. But the activities you're engaging in, the activities you're listening, is an eternal truth that you can be bringing with you. Like you have a bag, okay? And that bag is full. It's just like when you go to school and after graduation, Because you went to this process wherein you studied very hard. You heard a lot ng exam. In practice, in theory, realize mo, alam mo. Okay? If you're a math teacher, you know the rules. And then you can present mathematical equation and solution because you have learned the science of mathematics. Okay? Kaya pag graduate mo, sa tingin nila, medalya dala mo, pero pag nag-apply ka, tanungin ka about geometry, about physics, kaya mo sagutin kasi naintindihan mo. Okay? Is it clear sa inyo? This is a conversation between Arjuna and Lord Krishna. Arjuna said, "You are the supreme Brahman, the ultimate, the supreme abode and purifier, the absolute truth and the eternal divine person. You are the primal God, transcendental and original, and you are the unborn and all-pervading beauty. All the great sages like Narada, Asita, Devala, and Vyasa proclaimed this of you, and now you are yourself declaring it to me." So Lord Krishna showed Arjuna the cosmic manifestation. Okay? Everything. So yun yung qualification ng Supreme Person. But to be able to come to that, to see that, you must be pleasing to God. Okay? Sabi ni Arjuna, "O Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. Neither the gods nor the demons, O Lord, know thy personality. Indeed, you alone yourself, by your own potencies, O origin of all, Lord of all beings, God of gods, or supreme person, Lord of the universe." Kasi maraming God sa universe eh. Si Lord Brahma, si King Indra, they're all demigods. They're all servants of the supreme person, Lord Krishna. Okay? Is it clear? Please tell me in detail your divine powers by which you pervade all these worlds and abide in them. How should I meditate on you? In what various forms are you to be contemplated, O blessed Lord? Tell me again in detail, O Janardhan, Krishna, of your mighty potencies. So Arjuna, the devotee who put himself as the student, disciple of Lord Krishna, is now inquiring about the Supreme Person. Okay. Tell me again in detail, O Janardhan, of your mighty potencies, Krishna, and glories, for I never tire of hearing your ambrosial words. So that is the difference between transcendental sound, transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Person, and the mundane sound. Because mundane sounds are dead, okay? It's dead, no life. But the holy names, non-different from God, the pastimes of God, are all living, transcendental. Kaya yung narinig yung knowledge na to, about your true identity, about your true position, about the pastimes of Lord Krishna, it will be there as your spiritual merits in your travel in this planet Earth while you're in the body. Okay? Is it clear sa inyo? The Blessed Lord said, okay, si Lord Krishna na nagsasabi kay Arjuna. Kasi nag-ask siya yung, please explain, okay? Reveal kung sino ka talaga. Okay? Ano yung power mo? Ano yung potency mo? Dapat tanungin natin yun eh. Kaya pag may nagtuturo sa inyo about God, tanungin nyo rin. Paano? Kasi nga, how can you love someone whom you do not know? Whom you cannot see? Di ba? Hindi naman yan parang kagaya ng text lang papadalang ka ng hindi 1, 2, 3 1, 4, 3. Okay. Tapos bulaklak. Sino ba to? Alam mo, may person na nagpadala. Okay? Pero hindi mo nakikita yung mukha. Pero kung ngayon, high-tech naman, may Android kayo, pag niya sa FB, makikita yung mukha niya. Okay? Pero kung minsan, hindi nila lagay yung mukha nila ron eh. Lalagay nila si Donald Duck, si Goofy. Okay? Hindi mo alam kung sino. Okay? Malay mo, galing sa mental hospital. O kaya kalalabas lang sa kulungan ng rape. Tapos nakikipag-FB sa'yo. Okay? mag-eye to eye kayo. Okay. Di ba? It's a very dangerous world. Kaya nga ganun nangyayari, di ba? Karamihan, napapansin nyo sa news. Paano ka nangyari sa Day? Bigla may nagpadala sa akin sa FB na kipren. Mag-meet daw kami eye to eye. Ano nangyari? Pagpunta namin sa trinita ko sa Devil Bee, pinainom lang ako. Pagpasok ko nagugas ako ng kamay, pag inom ko ng juice, nakatulog ako. Pagising ko, wala na siya. After a while, ano nangyari? You're pregnant. Okay? Tindihan nyo? Is it clear sa inyo? Ito yung mundo na pinasukan natin dito. The blessed Lord said, I will tell you of my splendorous manifestation. Splendor, ha? Kaaya-aya, splendor. Manifestation, ibig sabihin. But only of those which are prominent, O Arjuna, for my opulence is limitless. Because the definition of God is someone who has inconceivable potency, unlimited. Okay, the cause of all causes. Kaya nga, ang description sa Shastra, although a lot of emanation emanates from Him, He remains the complete balance. Okay? Hindi kagaya natin, may 1 million ka, ibigay mo kay Murari Das, ultimo ka na, wala ka ng pera, okay? I am the self, O Gudakesh, seated in the hearts of all creatures. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings. Of the Adityas, I am Vishnu. Of lights, I am the radiant sun. I am Marichi of the Maruts. And among the stars, I am the moon. So, in-explain ni Lord Krishna. Of the Vedas, I am the Samaveda of the demigods. I am Indra. Of the senses, I am the mind. And in living beings, I am the living force, knowledge. Of all the Rudras, I am Lord Shiva. Of all the Yaksa and Raksasa, I am the Lord of Wealth, Kubera. Of the Basus, I am fire, Agni. And of the mountains, I am Meru. O priest, O Arjuna, know me to be the chief Brihaspati, the Lord of devotion. Of generals, I am Iskanda, the Lord of war. And of the bodies of water, I am the ocean. Okay. Of the great sages, I am Virgu. Of vibration, I am the transcendental Om. Of sacrifice, I am the chanting of the holy names, Japa. Okay? So that is the sacrifice we do every day. Connecting ourselves, entering the world of Krishna, Japa Yoga. Okay? Of the immovable things, I am the Himalayas. Of all the trees, I am the holy fig tree. And among the sages and demigods, I am Narada. Of the singers of the gods, Gandharvas, I am Chitrarata. And among the perfected beings, I am sage Kapila. Of horses, know me to be Uchaisraba, who rose out of the ocean, born of the elixir of immortality. Of lordly elephants, I am Airabata. And among men, I am the monarch. Alam niyo monarch? Yung king ba? Monarch. Of the weapons, I am the thunderbolt. Among cows, I am the Surabi, givers of abundant milk. Of procreators, I am Kandarpa, the god of love. And of the serpent, I am Basuki, the chief. Of the celestial Naga snake, I am Ananta. Of the aquatic deities, I am Varuna. Of departed ancestor, I am Aryama. And among the dispenser of law, I am Yama, the lord of death. Okay? Dispenser of law. So, at the time, alis ka, si Lord Yamaraj, yung mga susundo sa iyo, mga Yamaduts. Among the Daitya demons, I am the devoted Prahlad. Among the subduer, I am time. Subduer ba? Time. Okay? Time and tide waits for no man. Okay? Among the beasts, I am the lion, and among the birds, I am Garuda, the feathered carrier of Vishnu. Of the purifiers, I am the wind. The wielders of weapon, I am Rama. Of fishes, I am the shark. And of the flowing rivers, I am the Ganges. So my point is this, everything is God, but He's outside of everything. He's in His kingdom, He's inside of everything. He's very near, yet He's very far. That is His inconceivable potency. And now, He's giving us this, because we are in this material world, He's giving us this understanding that when we are able to understand this with a purified mind, a purified heart, we will remember the glories of God. Because remembering the glories, the wisdom coming from God, we are entering His world, His wisdom, this splendor, activities, and His love for us. Is it clear? Of letters, I'm letter A. And among the compounds, I'm the dual world. I'm also the inexhaustible time. And of creators, I'm Brahma, whose manifold face turn everywhere. I am all devouring death, and I am the generators of all things yet to be. Among women, I am fame, fortune, speech, memory, and intelligence, faithfulness, and patience. Of hymns, I am the Bharat Sama, sung to the Lord Indra, and of poetry, I am the Gayatri Mantra, sung daily by the Brahmanas. Yun yung Gayatri Mantra. Yung Gayatri Mantra is a prayer wherein you meditate upon the relationship of the devotee of God, Krsna, and meditating upon the sweetness of rendering service to Krishna. Okay? Of the hymns, I am the Birhat Sama sung by Lord Indra, and of poetry, I am the Gayatri verse, sung daily by Brahmanas. Of months, I am November and December. Di ba? Pag November, December, maganda yung atmosphere, ha? And of season, I am the flower-bearing spring. I am also the gambling of cheats, and of the splendid, I am the splendor. I am victory, I am adventure, and I am the strength of the strong. Of the descendants of Vrishni, I am Vasudeva, and of the Pandavas, I am Arjuna. Of the sages, I am Vyasa, and among great thinkers, I am Usana. My point is, God is a person. He's not impersonal. And we are all individuals. So, in quality, spiritual quality, we are all diverse, but same quality. Ang difference lang, we are minute living entities. Okay? Same as God, but not the potency of what is described here. Among punishment, I am the rod of chastisement, and of those who seek victory, I am morality. Of secret things, I am silence, and of the wise, I am wisdom. Furthermore, O Arjuna, I am the generating seed of all existence. There is no being, moving or unmoving, that can exist without me. So, ang sabi ni Lord Krishna, I'm the father of everyone. Okay? This material world, all of us, comes from God for His pleasure. Almighty conqueror of enemies, there is no end to my divine manifestation. What I have spoken to you is but a mere indication of my infinite opulence. Know that all beautiful, glorious, and mighty creation springs from but a spark of my splendor. So sabi niya kay Arjuna, but what need is there, O Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support the entire universe. Though that is God's inconceivable potency. Everything is under the control of God. Kaya nga sa teaching ng mga scripture, not a blade of grass moves without the knowledge of God. Everything is under His control. But you look closely, all the gods here are King Indra, Lord Brahma, Varuna, Kubera, the treasurer of heaven, okay? King Indra, the giver of rain. Lord Brahma, the creator. They are all serving Lord Krishna. He's simply enjoying his transcendental pastimes in Vaikuntha, the spiritual world where there is no suffering. And tayo nandito ngayon. Because we want a world that is different from that transcendental world. I like to say something. It's very, there are those individuals. Yesterday kasi there's this group of people who calls you randomly, okay? Then they talk about God. Then you speak to them, tell them, and they have the opportunity to teach you, okay? And you know what the question they're saying is that how come this world is a place of suffering? That's the point there. How come we're suffering, okay? So if you're intelligent, you ask this question, why am I suffering? Now, if you have this wisdom, then you can understand you are in the wrong dimension because you are now covered by this field of activity, which is material, and the body is destined to experience all the pain. And you identify with the body. And the question there is this. Now, we should ask that person who goes around and try to put fear in our heart kasi they're trying to put forward this idea that if God is, magnanimous, compassionate, how come we're suffering? Yung man sinasabi nila. But they have no knowledge of their true transcendental identity. That you don't belong here, and when you decide to imitate God and do your own will, you come down to this material world, you're given this field of activity, this body. Now you're responsible for your action. But because you're not God, okay, you're not the controller, every activity you engage in under the influence of the modes of material nature, there is a corresponding reaction. As you sow, you shall reap. Kaya kung matalino ka, it points to something that you are in the wrong dimension, and the reason you're suffering, we are all suffering, is because we are now responsible for our action. There's a corresponding karma or reaction for every action we do engage in. Intindihan nyo? Pag ganito na lang, para mas madali, malam. Halimbawa, a young man marries someone, okay? So the wife wanted to have a baby. So they have contact and the fruits the baby, okay? Magkakaroon ng mixing ng dalawang, yung ovum saka yung sa cell, ba, tapos papasok yung living entity. Pero yung experience mo, desire mo to have a child, you have to carry yung baby sa katawan mo, yung body niya, for 9 months. And then when the baby goes out, you have to experience yung biglang pain paglabas. Kasi you have to push the baby out. Okay? Pero ngayon, may ginagawa man sila, you are under sedation, hiwain na lang. Okay? Kunin yung baby. Pero ang point ko, you are responsible for your action. Either you try to run from the suffering or you try to get away from experiencing that push. Sabi na, push. Kay kung, anong tawag nila ron? Cesarean, 80,000 die. Utong. Di ba? Okay? O kaya, yung bata baliktad, nakaganon, paano lalabas yun? Mapuforce ka. Di ba? Hindi lang yun. My sister-in-law, merong isang girl, may problem siya whenever she gives birth. Yung bleeding hindi mahinto. Na-impregnate na naman siya, pregnant siya. So yun yung history niya, medical history niya, that when she gives birth, kasi may gamot yan na yung pag nag-give ka ng birth, yung mayroong vein na may gamot sila na yung blood magkaklat agad para maano yung ugat, hindi tatakbo yung dugo ba na lalabas, magkakaroon ka ng bleeding. So, yun yung gamot na kasama dun sa nilalagay sa dextrose through medical science. Alam nila yung history they know the history of that lady. When she gives birth, there is a chance that she'll bleed to death. Okay? Intindihan nyo? But you want to have a baby. You engage in sensual contact. Okay? And that is the fruit. You have to take the risk. Okay? And that lady who gave birth, she died. Passed away. Patay. And the parents They know the history. But they're so angry because they want, how come this happened? Okay? So they sue the doctors of malpractice. Pero mayroong mang history na talaga yung girl, okay? The trauma ba? Kasi everybody wants to be Lord, to be in control. So when you come here, it points that you're not in control. So the suffering we experience here, because we're in the wrong dimension. We're trying to control and we're not the controller. So Lord Krishna comes here so our heart can be in harmony with His pleasure. And this is about our life. So that is the meaning of Bhakti Yoga. Yoga means union with the transcendental world of God's pleasure. So while we're in this planet, while we're in this world, so the body that you have, this kingdom, we should be letting God, putting ourselves to enter that world that is transcendental, life, God's will. Kaya alam natin dapat yung qualities ng Supreme Person. He is the Supreme Controller whom all the gods surrender and abide and do what is pleasing to Him. The Creator, King Indra, the King of Heaven, Varuna, the Treasurer, all what you see here, everything comes from Him. All the beauty that you see comes from Him. Okay? But because we have this perverted consciousness, baliktad, we are not able to see life, the spirit soul. Kaya it deflects upon this material world. And this material world is a world of changes. And this changing world, if we put our focus upon this changing world, then we're in for a ride because it will be cut off from us. Even now. Even look closely. You were once in a baby body, a young girl's body, a young lady's body. Now, you're in a senior citizen body. And sooner or later, the inevitable will come. You have to leave the body. Okay? But Maya is tricky. You cannot see that without the blessing and wisdom of the Supreme Purifier. That's why Lord Krishna is the maintainer and the Supreme Purifier. So if we simply follow this yoga process of God descending as the holy names, coming from Him Himself, the devotees of God, it will purify our heart. We will be able to see with clarity the truth, absolute truth, every day of life. Then our longing for happiness will be now connected with doing the will of God. In any capacity, you can be a mother taking care of your child, so they become devotees of Lord Krishna. You can be taking care of your mother who is very sick and assisting her. So everything that you do, activities we engage in, just this lady is telling how come this world is suffering. Word of suffering. Because they don't understand the science of devotional service. When you connect yourself with the Supreme Purifier, the sustainer, or the giver of pleasure, and only you, the person, should have that experience, not the group. Okay? If you surrender your life through hearing this wisdom, and you put yourself in humbleness to receive God and enter His world, then you're transcendental to this world. This world is just passing by. You're blind, but your heart, you the person, the soul, have clarity where you're going. Because your meditation is your affection towards the person you love. And that Supreme Person is Lord Krishna. And that is connected when we follow the teachings of the Spiritual Master. We enter that family of transcendentalists, the devotee of God, to go back home. Is it clear sa inyo? So all your plans in this world, you have to sit down. Where are you heading? What will happen to you? Will you follow your mind? It's a dead end. Okay? Is it clear? Haribol Namaste.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa namine, Gora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prastayate.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa namine, Gora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prastayate.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nayanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nayanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nayanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nayanya.
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasudeva Gaurmata Vrinda.
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasudeva Gaurmata Vrinda.
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Krishna,
Madana Mohana,
Krishna,
Gopala Govinda Rama,
Krishna,
Madana Mohana,
Gopala Govinda
Siddhaswarupananda,
Krsna.
Ananda Paramahamsa.
Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa. Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa Namine, Ora Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prestayam Te.
Namo Siddhaswarupananda